That's why when a music minister wants to go for a meeting, he's charging money. It's wrong. It's wrong. You were not doing it when you started. Why must you do it now? You are putting money on divine realities. When did you stop trusting in God and now trusting in your analysis? And when it comes to music ministry,
if I come to your church and you don't want to pay me, what you're not trying to tell me is that I should not progress. That's what you're trying to tell me. Now, like I said, I've spent money to become popular, right? And now, the reason why you are calling me to your church, I'm not a member of your church. You have not seen me before. The reason why you are calling me to your church is because I am now a face, and your audience will be happy to see me. We want to worship. There's a way when you see a familiar face or you're singing a familiar song, there's a way you enjoy the worship. Trust me, we are worshiping God, and also we are being entertained, because gospel, we are too focused on the worship. We are removing the entertainment part. So there's still entertainment there. So once I come to your church to worship with your members, you're using the leverage of my popularity
and influence.
Trust me, if I did not spend money on PR to become a star or to become popular,
you wouldn't be inviting
you will not even call me.
If you have a gift for singing, you are either going to use it in the house of God to serve God, or you're going to use it for yourself, to sell your personal agenda. That is dead now in the house of God. It's not supposed to continue. If you want to serve God, use your ability in the house of God. Use it for God's purpose, not to market yourself. To use the gospel for your personal agenda is a sin. You cannot use the gospel to make a career. It's wrong.
Pastor refuses to pay musicians. I heard pastors saying don't pay no musician. Any musician that plays and plays skillfully, put them on payroll. As skillful as they are, when they go to the shop, they can't tell the grocery owner, Rabado Salaba, Merobodobodobo, I played in Rock Hill, so please give me those drinks and gas for free. The next thing you hear is police.
Music has always been a powerful vessel of worship, a gift from God to inspire, heal, and draw hearts closer to Him. Gospel artists dedicate their lives to creating this music, spending hours in prayer, rehearsal, and production to bless the church. But today, many pastors and church leaders refuse to pay these artists, claiming that charging for ministry is unbiblical. So, let's reason together. Should gospel artists be compensated for their labor? Biblical principle of fair wages. The Bible is clear. The laborer is worthy of his wages. 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 18. Even Jesus himself supported those who ministered, as seen when he sent out the 70 disciples, saying, "The worker is worthy of his food." Matthew chapter 10, verse 10. If ministers of the word deserve support, why not ministers of music? In the Old Testament, the Levites, who led worship, were provided for through tithes and offerings. Numbers 18, verse 21. They didn't work secular jobs. Their service in the house of God was their livelihood. Shouldn't today's gospel artists, who pour their hearts into worship, also be sustained? The cost behind the music. Some say, sing for free, let it be your offering. But gospel artists aren't just singing, they invest in training, instruments, studio time, travel, and production.
The fact that you are a gospel artist, it doesn't change what you have to deal with in terms of making your music. The same studio that a secular artist will go to, the same studio a gospel artist will go to, and you will pay the same fees.
Stop that! So you don't pay musicians in your church. For what? Pay them. That's not principle, that's stinginess. If you are stingy, keep your personal lifestyle to yourself. Don't try to influence us.
If we have sown spiritual things for you, is it a great thing if we reap your material things? 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 11. Even Paul defended the right of ministers to be supported. When a church pays a secular artist for a concert but refuses to pay a gospel artist, what does that say? Are we valuing the world's system over God's kingdom? Addressing misused scriptures. Some pastors quote, "Freely you have received, freely give, Matthew chapter 10, verse 8, suggesting artists shouldn't charge. But Jesus was speaking to his disciples about miracles, not creative labor. Even then, he instructed them to receive hospitality, Luke chapter 10 verse 7. The principle isn't against compensation, it's against greed. Another misused verse is Acts 3 verse 6, silver and gold I do not have. But Peter wasn't condemning money, he simply didn't have any at that moment. The early church shared resources, Acts 4, verse 34 to 35, ensuring no one lacked. A call for fairness. If pastors receive salaries, church workers are paid, and venues charge fees, why single out gospel artists?
All he does is listen to your song and be able to interpret your song. So if the secular guy is paying him XYZ, he's not going to do it for you free because you're a gospel artist. You are going to pay the same amount of money the secular artist is paying to the creative director to make sure your video is projected properly to promote your song. So why will the gospel artist not be able to do an event and charge gate fees when the secular artist and the gospel artist, we go through the same process?
Double standards hurt the very people who uplift the church. Galatians chapter 6 verse 6 says, "Let him who is taught share in all good things with him who teaches." Shouldn't that include those who teach through song? Appeal to unity and justice. Gospel artists aren't mercenaries, they're ministers. Paying them isn't commercializing worship, it's honoring their God-given calling.
See, talents and talents are entering the world. Wizkid was a singer in the choir. Terry G is the son of a pastor. Don Jazzy was a choir member. Wizkid, mention their names. Flavor was an instrumentalist in the church. Fino was a drummer in the church. The bunch, all of them, we lost them to the world because of our reckless abandon and stinginess. My friend, bless those boys. There is even nothing you give these boys that will qualify and quantify the impact they make in our life.
Let's stop using scripture to exploit but to empower. When we support gospel artists, we're not just paying for a performance, we're investing in worship that transforms lives. So, pastors, leaders, and believers, let's do what's right.
I don't believe that. And charging professionally as an artist is also an individual thing. For me, it's not a hard and a fast rule. When I did my concert in London, I sold out. People were able to say, "Oh, Samuel Bosso is coming to London, blah, 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 blah. We like his music. We want to buy his tickets." And I was pleasantly surprised. Sold out.
Pay the artist, honor their labor, and together, let's keep worship alive. Because a worker is worthy of their wages.